汝の歩む先にある滅びの定めは不変と知れ。
みんな気をつけて。
愚かに滅びの道を歩むか。これは避けられまい。浄化完了。
Hey guys, it's very close to the final anniversary of Valkyrie Profile series, and I don't know, let's just see if we're getting something. I'm doing this live stream just so we can check it out together, and also so we can communicate a little more. Hey Slasher, let's just hope there's something good here. This is my last run of the Covenant event because I actually didn't farm everything I wanted yet. So let's just hope we can get more subs to watch the stream. Let me just turn off my here. Are you guys listening to me well here? I'm not so sure how it's performing this stream.
もうおしまいですか。
私を守ってくれたんだね。ありがとう。
So this was my last run. Give it the win. I think I will still have things to farm because I couldn't farm everything. Yeah. Can't enter Covenant of this scene anymore. So now let's just click top. Let's just see if there's not something new here. The game will tell us to download more data. But it's not saying for us to download some data, so doesn't seem like we are getting more things than they already announced it. But I will still just close the game and try to start it again. Let me search for it here. Oh yeah, I like Aelith. It's not because of her costume, but I don't know, I just like her. I like girls with dark hair. I'm using Garm Aelith because I didn't know the other Aelith would just come as soon as they released the other one. But I really like the attacks of any of the two. So yeah, we're not getting any more stuff, guys. Just the things that they announced already. Let's just check here. They probably have some new banner because of that. Let me check here. We still have this lane banner here, the Anti-Dissension Fire banner. Hey Aussie and King Cristobal, thank you for coming to this live. I'm still not that used to doing live, so thanks for appearing here. So there's nothing new here. There's this a billion times over. This is the guarantee that you have to purchase. We still have this. This Hero Valkyrie was released after the reset. And, well, nothing more. That's a bummer. So a lot of people were asking me what the weapon they should be choosing, because actually we got something today. We got that new ticket to exchange for LA evolvable weapons. So let me just check this ticket here, because I have a lot of pages here on my chest just full of rainbow keys. This is something that happens all the time. So let's just search for that ticket. I don't know if I already claimed it. Here. It's LA evolvable weapon ticket. Hey Zados, Miska, thanks for coming by. Something I want to ask you, is this streaming working right? I'm not so sure if it's working right now. So I'll be getting this ticket here so we can check it together. So their final thing, it's just that Let's just check if there's this banner. Covenant of Scene. Well, it doesn't seem like we have the banner yet. The booth, sorry. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be here. Well, that's a bummer. Hey, Omar. You want to spend 10k gems on that banner to get your weapons. That's it, Santiago. Very strange. Let me double check the banners we have here just in case. Yeah, X-Lasher, it should have been some way to exchange the tickets, at least by now, because the game it's just changing days when they are. The server they use just changed days just right now by 5 minutes ago. So sometimes this happens. They give us some tickets and then when they refresh the server, it usually opens the booth, but it doesn't seem like it's working. Yeah, but it's already 22 of December, Zaromiska. For people trying to evolve Soloidics, it's still a good option, but I still don't know if they will revert back to maximum damage. But they should do it in the future, at least when they introduce the maximum damage. So, let me see something here. Yeah, they say 22 December on 11. But this time is exactly this time. If we consider UTC at their time of basing. So a lot of people are also asking what's the best option here. And guys, it's I spent 5,000 gems to get my Sacred Compass, and this Sacred Compass is just like one of the best weapons to get from here. Especially if you're not aiming for any LA weapon right now, because Sacred Compass increases 80% of your attack and 40% of your holy damage. So even if you're not considering the holy damage, it's still double the percentage buff when compared to Schwertlight. So it's a very good option for you to get here. And if you don't get this, you should be getting at least the weapon of your best damage dealer. The best weapon that your damage dealer can use, even if you're not aiming to get an LA option of it. Starting here, it's very good. So people are saying that we can get 2 from free, because it doesn't make sense. You can only purchase 3 times this, but the limit is 5. There's no other way to this make sense. You can exchange that ticket and then let's just go there to see it. Metal. Yeah. Whoa, that's strange. Because it says anniversary medal. Yeah, they usually do another banner so you can at least understand that it's a different thing altogether. So we have here a lot of weapons that can be further upgraded to LA. Sacred Compass is a very good option. But for me, I already have it, so I won't be getting this. I will probably get Soloidics just so I can start it. And there's Bluff Flare here. This is the weapon from the banner from Blessing Seal Media. Blessing Seal Media weapon is one of the best ones for the future Arnegreen. The future Arnegreen is called Fang Arnegreen, and this weapon is one of the best ones for him. So he will draw enemy attacks and get even more purified bar by being attacked. And this bluff flare here is used for this because it's the also from fire element. I will probably get this weapon here alongside Solo 8X. Another good weapon for people to get is the Mize X because it's simply very easy to use. There's Arbiter Hurst, there's Kokuyo to use it as well. Very good characters to use, and they are very recent as well. After this two weapons here, the other one I will be getting that I could get is Avenger's Word because the passive is still very good. Negative Wave draws more enemy attacks, so it can also be used by future Orngreen or your current Orngreen or even your claws to get even more attacks drawn into here. So this is the best weapons. I don't think the other ones I care much. Sparnagos, I don't even remember this weapon, Sparnagos. This weapon is from the Anti-Dissension banner. So guys, if you have some questions, you can just ask me here and I'll try to reply with the best way possible. Yeah, there's not that many good weapons here if you think about it. You either just choose one to get more action skill level, or you either choose the best options, and the best options are very easy here is Avenger's Word, Sacred Compass, Bluff Fire, Solo 8X, and the Mize X. 5 options, 5 weapons. So can anyone confirm if the streaming is working well? I'm not so sure. I can watch it. I will just get my phone here and try to check if the stream is going right. Yeah, it seems to be working fine. Yeah, it's working fine. That's very nice. It's no lagging. As the last time we tried to do this type of stuff, we lost a lot of time because the first recording was not working right. So there's another thing I have to do a video about. It's that I forgot. You can get even 2 more VP medals by clearing the special boss, the one that you use Dissension, from the 100k stage. This one here, let me go there. This one. A billion times over challenge 3 will drop 2 more of these medals. So that my video I did, it's not that important. Sorry, it's not important. It can be fixed because you have 2 more of it. I will just exchange for more bucks, but there are some new combinations that can be done as well. You can simply drop 2 of the bucks and get, or 2 of the embers and get gems instead. A lot of people are thinking about getting gems because gems are important to you to summon. I don't have many gems, but the developers still didn't give me back my gems. Oh yeah, I'm using this resolution 720p because I don't have my ultra wide screen monitor anymore, so I just don't have that many space on my screen. So I need to see myself on a part of the program that I use, and I also have to get the emulator side by side, and it just won't work with 180p. So yeah, we'll probably be getting 1 more, guys, so you can decide already thinking about 2 of it. So it's also very strange that we lost Covenant of Sin event, and then we didn't get any other event on the place of it. Maybe just because they are not working right now, they decided to not release another event. But we still have more characters to be released here. There's 3 more winter characters, 3 or 2. Don't know if I remember correctly. And the most important one is just Lynette F, the Snow Lynette F, they are calling her. and it's because she has very nice number of hits, very nice. Her attacks are very good, her passives are also very good, and it's one of the best archers the game has to offer, even now on the Japanese version. So guys, live miracle of Christmas. Hey Armando, thanks for always supporting me, guys. It's it's been one hell of a journey to just keep releasing videos, because it's not easy for me to keep doing it because it doesn't generate income. At least YouTube still haven't paid me a single cent, because they can only pay me till I hit $100. And believe me or not, we are here more than 3 months generating revenue with YouTube, and I still not able to get $100, and that's why YouTube still can't pay me, and maybe in the future. And the only thing, the only way for me to get more things, more revenue, is by Patreon. So if you guys are watching this and you can support the channel by Patreon, there's a lot of things there on Patreon that it's there. I lost one people on Patreon because I think he dropped the game. I'm not so sure. So a lot of people can drop the game at any time because, well, there's too many gachas games being released all the time. Hey, thanks, Adomiska. Yeah, Iron Silva. The exchange for the ticket it's on. You have to go to equipment and exchange booth and go to this material mineral exchange booth. And when you click on here, you can simply click on the weapon sign and it will show only the weapons. Yeah, a lot of people still want to get Awakened Linnet, and I don't know, I kind of prefer the Snow Linnet more than the Awakened Linnet. It's kind of very strange to say this, but it's because I really like characters with 2 elementals, and she has 2 elementals as well. And I don't remember the 2 elements, if it's Holly and Ice. Probably Holly and Ice. I really like to use characters with 2 elements because, well, I can just upgrade them to the max and just use them way more than a character with a single element. You know, we don't have that many gems on this game. What the weapons you guys are aiming for here? Oh, and also please tell me if you're getting lucky with the daily ticket summons. The daily ticket summons that I got a little lucky, I could say. I have 2 new characters to show off, and it's Mistina. I have Mistina, got her, and I also got Jelanda. They are not useful characters anymore, but I can at least extract some gems from them. 1,000 gems from each one of them, especially because with the Seraph Gates open, we can get a lot of it. You can simply go here and farm. I'm farming most of the time on the yellow and the green ones. I should be farming also the blue, but most of the time I'm farming either green or yellow. Yellow because of the Drain Soul. You actually don't want Drain Soul as your first color, but it's very hard to get Drain Soul as a sub-color because it's even harder to get on your primary color. But I'm trying to farm it. I still didn't use my Perfect Sphere. Perfect Sphere here, it's on my stock. Oops, it's not this one. This one, Perfect Sphere. I will just try to farm it non-stop when I have the time. Also, guys, I don't think my video from the series will hit today. It will probably hit by tomorrow because it's a lot of work. But I will be releasing some videos, different type of videos about the Valkyrie Profile series, especially the original game right now. That's the thing I'm working on. So Santiago, you can't do this anymore because they did something, and I have to do a video about this. It's that when you get the ticket you go here on the Divine Weapon, and here you see the limited time. You can only do this once a day. I don't know if they are better than last time, but so far I'm having lucky. A lot of people are reporting that you can only summon this once. You can see 0 more here. It's different than before. When it says 0 more, because you can summon more than once a day. So you are not exactly losing the days that you didn't summon, because the banner will be active for more time than the tickets that we are being given out. So you can still do more, but you end up with 2 days ahead of me, simply because they won't allow you to summon all the tickets at once. So be careful with this, summon daily, because there's no way for you to make summons altogether, unfortunately. So something I want to talk about right now, I'm working with most of my characters to get level 99 so I can get some gems of them. I really want to get this character to max because I really love the attack animation. It's very, very nice indeed. I have here, let me just limit right here to the max. Nice. And I also really think they will be giving us Ilia's Orb with the next Valhalla Assault. It's kind of very late for it already. They were teasing us on Discord, saying that they will be probably giving us another possible ways to get their artifacts, even for the 3 characters that didn't got released. Frosty, I'm forgetting the old man mage from Valkyrie profile game. What was his name again? And Suo, Gendar. Yeah, Gendar, Suo, and Frosty. We still can get them. Only looking forward for Arngreen in the summons. Original Arngreen, yeah. There's a Zio Valga on Discord, and he still uses the 2 Arngreens, the one that I used, and also the older Arngreen, the Fang Arngreen. Another thing people are asking me, it's just that Creation Valkyrie is also Valkyrie. Yeah, Creation Valkyrie is. So it's very funny because I have some reroll accounts when I was doing some reviews, and on that reroll accounts I got Creation Valkyrie twice, and I only wanted one to get my orb, but it never landed on my original account, only on my reroll accounts. So a lot of people were asking, what's the best Seal Stone for it to get? Well, there's some good orbs for Seal Stones for you to get, and one of the most important ones could be Freya one. I know Freya is a terrible character on this game, but especially because her Seal Stone increases normal attack of the Holy Element, and it's a good increase. You can even use it with Awakening Lanet, because Awakening Lanet is from the Holy Element. So people that are trying to farm this type of stuff, they can do it with Freya, so they can get this Seal Stone here. Holy attack up. Increase holy damage dealt by normal attacks. Earlier correctly is 18% increase. It's very good increase. And a lot of people that are trying to farm this will get rewarded with this 5 mag defense. It's the most important thing here, you can see. Some HP as well. Yeah, I see another person that likes Garn Elite. So some of these Seal Stones, they also increase resistance to elements, may be useful, but I don't think I will be farming them like Arngreen's one. Arngreen's one increases fire resistance. See here, may be important on some special bosses, but what do we get from the special bosses? Just AP pods? I don't know. I prefer to still get more damage. Damage makes you have to deal with less bad stuff from bosses. Yeah, she's one of the best ones right now. A lot of good characters will come soon after her, but right now, if you're thinking about getting Awakened Lanet, this Seal Stone is the best one for Awakened Lanet, for damage, at least. And with the options we have. So it was very funny because there's a lot of characters that can give you Seal Stones, but they are not released so far. Kokuyo has a Seal Stone, but you can't get it so far because they added later. On the Japanese version, this started with Knight Alicia, if I do remember correctly, or something like that, and then it was just being released for old characters as well. But guys, I don't like this system. I kinda hate it. It's just one of the reasons I did stop playing Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, because that game didn't know how to handle it. I played the first year, or the full first year of the game. I always did everything on the game, but I eventually stopped playing it. And then I started playing Last Clodia. I was trying to give content for the game as well, but it didn't work for me because that game asks you to come back to it way too many times, and it kinda makes me too anxious, and I have some problems with anxiety. And like I said on my vlog, I don't know if everyone checked it out, I have bipolar disorder, and it kind of affects me in some ways, especially anxiety. Depression sometimes happens with me, but the anxiety is the highest problem, because I think I wake up searching for my phone, trying to use my energy, and I know we do this with Valkyrie Anatomia as well, but it's not that important because Valkyrie Anatomia knows how to handle energy. You can simply choose the moment that you want to play, and you can use all your AP pots, and like I do here, there's a lot of AP pots, and the AP pots are very valuable in this game. And when I have the time, I play it, and then when I don't have the time, I will just leave it be. I don't wake up searching my phone to play Valkyrie Anatomia. If I have full energy, I don't mind it. And you can see the maximum AP that you can reach is what I have right now, 327. And with 327, you have actually 16 hours for it to run out. It's very, very nice. I don't know any game that has this. Silver-haired Bride is a good character. Yeah, she is. I didn't want to say this because I really, really hate characters with this type of theme. But yeah, she's and also Purify Attack Battery. She increases it by quite a lot. Let's just try to bring her here by doing this quest, so we can talk about her. So Silver-haired Bride has a very good generation of Purify bar. And also she has one more attack most of the time, because if your Purify Gouge is on level 1 or higher, she will always get one more attack. Here, let me her attacks are also full of hits. But I still prefer Garneted. Look at the number of hits with Garneted, and they are impossible to miss. Matheus Henrique, I will just say something on Portuguese here, because one of my subs are asking in Portuguese. Matheus Henrique, na verdade, sim, se você enfrentar o boss, que é o Slime King, tem mais chances de vir Orb, sim. Ele garante, na verdade, que vem Orb 7, mas não garante que seja o 7 mais ou o 7 mais, tá? Então é isso aí. E você também pode trocar de time o tempo todo. Trocando de time o tempo todo vai fazer com que tenha mais chances. Now back to English, sorry. You know how much an artifact raise hero vault? Yeah, guys, I did say on my video that it was 20%, but I was wrong. Because someone said that to me, I have some contact with people that still play the Japanese version, and someone told me it was 20%, but it's not. It's only 10%. So don't do it. Don't use your artifacts to get 10% on your Seal Stones, especially because there's another reason behind it, and it's on the Japanese version. They did give one more node to the potential force, and that node requires another artifact to give you 50% more elemental damage. So you need a dupe artifact, saying that for a full damage the potential character, you will need the character, the orb, and that node unlocked. So 3 artifacts. If you are getting one more artifact of your character, just save it. Don't spend with seal stones. I'll be making a video about this probably by tomorrow or in 2 days. Yeah, it's very hard to get the orb as it is. Thank Matheus and Hiki, I will say in English. So it's just that you asking me on Portuguese. As you can see, this Silverbread has a very nice number of attacks. Most attacks hardly miss. And she also increases the fortified attack power by quite a lot. She also combos very well with Garmaillet. Let me just attack with her to see. I don't know if her Purify Gauge battery is better than Eventide Hakuri, because Eventide Hakuri also increases it by a lot. But I think it's very close to it. So people without Eventide Hakuri can opt to use her, but she won't do the same damage as Eventide Hakuri, but at least she works well because she has one more attack most of the time. Let's just see her Purify attack animation. I still prefer this version of Lennet than the Awakened Lennet. Awakened Lennet is just way too bonkers. She just goes out of the planet and just... That's too much. I don't understand why she got this type of stuff. She looks like... This one already looks like Gundam. I didn't did this event before, so... Nice. Sometimes I forget to use this because I always play with some reroll accounts as well, and sometimes I experience the characters with the other accounts. So let me check what I can get here. Aelia. Well, Aelia Orb, it's good because, well, Aelia is focused on dealing damage with Purify attack, and the increase in Purify attack damage with Aelia is very good. It's still not as strong as Arbiter Hearse, but she can be used, and if you don't have 4 fire elemental damage dealers, then you need 4. Usually when we're dealing with very high content, we are using only 2 damage dealers, but Aelia is still stronger than the 3 Mercurius, what I could say. Hey, no problem, Santiago. Let me just see here what I can get with the remaining currency I got before it was over. There's not many things I can get from here. Very sad about this. I didn't have the time to farm everything. I would just get my Key of Guidance. You see, I can even get all the scrolls. It was very sad to have just so many events going on at the same time again. And sometimes I have to farm another one, like I was farming for the Christmas event, just to show you guys the rewards. So I kind of stopped doing Covenant of the Scene, and that's why I didn't get everything here. I really like memory books. And this is probably what I'll be getting. I will get this word so I can sell it. And I will get also 3 books. Don't care about the scrolls this time. Yeah, at least the attacks are nicer, Ari Desimurier. But she's not as strong as the Shackled one. The Shackled one is a little better. But you have to remember that this Garmaillet has status augment healing. Here, Rewind, she sacrifices 3 attacks, but she recovers all status augments and a slight recovery of HP. It's a carbon compile of Valkyrie Alicia limited skill, and it's one of the best ones to deal with this type of stuff. And also, we'll probably use this girl here with the wrong type of weapon, and it's very strange if you see that way, because, well, she doesn't get too much dark and ice damage by this skill here. This skill only increases 10% as the Japanese players say. So I can simply ignore her element of choice. You can see she's a neutral character, she doesn't have an element. All of her attacks doesn't have element. So I can simply choose to use her with any type of element and use the Sacred Compass. The Sacred Compass here, this weapon. So I can even use her on Holy squads just fine. And then when I need status element clear, I will use it. Yeah, Blessed Silmira as well. She was released alongside her with, I think, 1 day of difference, 2 days of difference, and the two have the same limited skill. Very strange for them to do this. Compete 2 characters. Yeah, the scrolls are not so worth. I really think it's one of the worst grinds in this game. The free skills and the scrolls have to be reworked, but they don't mind about it. It's one of the things that makes people very angry about this, because I remember when we started this game on launch, and people were just trying to do everything to clear the shops. It's impossible to clear all shops, and sometimes I get at least most of the things I want from shops, but sometimes I have to skip something. This scrolls here, you see, I just skip it, but at least I still can sell that weapon, but I have to get to gift box first. I have way too many rainbow keys. Let me get some gems. No, I don't see if I still didn't. I will think a little better about this. But I saw here what are my options. I will just go there to explain it again. There's not that many good options, but you probably choose based on which weapon you are more closest to get to Legendary Evolution. So you don't think about getting close to the max. If you're just choosing the weapons by the weapons, there's like 5 good weapons to get there. Yeah, I will just sell this weapon here. Trade for Divine Fragments. This is what something that you should always be doing, especially with Holy Swords, because we got just so many Holy Swords that I don't need many. Let me just check the effect. Yeah, same thing as always. So back on the options we have here, I was saying earlier on this live that you have to go here to get to this Elway weapon tickets, and you have the options to choose these weapons here, and the developers will probably give us 2 of it. And let me just check again what are the best options. I was saying that, let's just straight to the top. None of these weapons are worth, guys, unless you are very close to getting them to max, but I still don't recommend. Gee hair is still good. No. Mile patch is just above average. Ceremonia max it is okay. It's good actually. We have a lot of lightning elements characters. Pyro will be good to be using this Ceremonia, but only if maxed. But I don't know. I won't be doing this. So the only weapons that I recommend is Avenger's Sword, because it has a very good passive that draws more enemy attacks. Sacred Compass. It's the best option here is Sacred Compass, because Sacred Compass buffs 80% of your attack, and the only other option to give this much buff is the Lox Imperium weapon. If you don't have it, Sacred Compass is very important. Even if you're not using the holy damage that this weapon also has, you see that it increases 80% of attack and 40% of holy damage. Even if you're not using holy damage, it's still a very good option to use on nukes, especially some of the harder bosses in the game. So after this Sacred Compass and the Avenger's Swords, the other weapons that I will get from this will be Laflar. I think this is a very good weapon for future Arngrim. And then we have Solo Adix, Albitora, and Demise Axe. These are the best weapons. Demise Axe is better than Albitora most of the time. So Ilya Yuki is asking, what's the next noteworthy unit to pull? I've been saving Jane for a while. Yeah, Ilya, first thanks for your support. I know that you are also one of my patrons. Thank you a lot for this. It really makes a difference. And what are the best characters to wait for? Right now, I think it's Fang Arngrim. Fang Arngrim is very important. Some people say that Summer Elite it's a tank, and it's a little better than Fang Arngrim, but I still prefer to use Fang Arngrim than a girl on a swimsuit taking hits. It's not making sense. And then I think Mad God Lizard is very important because he's multi-elemental. He starts, if I think it's hot, fire, and dark, and he inflicts status ailment and does a lot of damage as well. He is a replacement for people that were getting Ethereal Queen, but he uses swords, normal swords, and there's a very amounts of good combinations by using normal swords. We also have some of weapons here that I will show you guys. There's a weapon that also inflicts blind. I upgraded to 5-star. Let me show you where it is. I think it's this one. No, this one applies stun. This one here applies curse, and there's one for blind, if I remember correctly. No poison. I don't remember if there's blind, but you see there's at least poison. Sometimes you need poison or curse. Curse is more important than poison. We have paralyze, stone. But there's way more options with swords than with staves when compared to Ethereal Queen. So talking about the other characters, they are very important. Let me see what are the most important of them. We still have Awakened Lynette. She's very strong, I think. Shakugan is very important. Shakugan, for those that don't know, it's that mechanic type of Valkyrie. It's a different Valkyrie that the developers released, and she's very, very nice. After her, we have also the Black Valkyrie that can also heal from criticals. Shakugan is important because she can heal from criticals, and she's just like Leon. She's a Leon replacement actually, because she's actually considered a mage. She can be used on the main slot. We don't have that many good mages. She's a mage, she can be used on the main slot, and she heals from critical hits. And she doesn't need her orb to do this, so she's very important. I will say Mad God Lizard is very important, even more important for people that don't have status ailment inflictor. And we have Fang Arngrim, we have Shakugan. The Black Valkyrie can also heal from crit, but she doesn't have very high critical hit healing because she depends on her orb to do so. And besides those, Knight Alicia is very interesting as a character. I really like her design, but she is kind of skippable because in the future you also can get more characters that also do damage. The thing is here, guys, you have to get some very specific roles like dealing status ailments, pleasing status ailments like Garnet Elite has, but it's not always that you need. You need a tank for future content, and you need 2 damage dealers. You have to choose them. It's generally based on the element, but usually you start with 2 damage dealers that can deal with content. People were using Creation Valkyrie because she can kind of use most of the elements without much difference. Most of the characters released on the 3rd generation that we'll be getting right now are only based on a single element, and you will have to focus on it. Well, X-Slasher Dreaded is asking me if the Heretic Bow is not so good. First of all, Heretic Bow increases the purification gauge when you're hit, but bows are never to be used with tanks. Never. If you need mag defense, you'll be using staves. If you need defense, you'll be using great swords. And if you need a mix of defense and mag defense, you'll be using swords instead of great swords. So these are the three options. You won't be using bows unless you just want the effect, but you'll be getting a very bad defense status. What weapon should I get as a new player? From that list, you should be getting either the Mais X or Solo 8X. But it's also based on your strongest character. You have to think based on that. Just choose one of the weapons I said, based on the... Find the correct weapon type and element based on your character. But Solo 8X and the Mais X are the only safest weapons so far. Also the weapons from Lucian and also Platina can be used, but only the Platina bow is good enough. The sword from Lucian, I don't think it's so good. Let me see here. One more questions. Which weapon I will recommend for Arbiter Hearst between Albitora and Elfsward? I prefer Albitora actually. The Elfsward will boost only 7% of your damage, and Albitora is at least can have 3 uses, and you can use the limited skill from Arbiter Hearst to increase it even further. Elfsward will never top the damage from action skill. The normal damage will be better with Elfsward, but it's not enough to recommend when you need a burst damage. The burst damage is using the limited skill. What weapon should I get for Creation Lanet? Well, the best weapon for Creation Lanet that we have right now is the weapon from Covenant of Sin banner that it's already gone. But let me see if the weapon is there. Because that weapon is very good, actually. Let me search for it. It's the White Knight Wilfred weapon. That weapon is the best that we have right now for Awakened Lanet. Awakened Lanet will come with a new weapon as well. Hey Isaac, thanks for coming by. Let me just go here and search if there's this weapon for, but I don't think it is. I don't think they have these late or last weapons. Hey guys, very nice. We have 45 people here. Thank you a lot for coming by. I never had this much people here. So let me just straight here and search for the weapon. I don't think we have it. You see that we have the bright sword. We have the broom bow. We have the weapon from the Blessing Silmeria, but we don't have the weapon from Wilfred banner. Sadly, we don't have it. Covenant of Sin banner is not included. Sadly, you won't be able to get a very good weapon for your Awakened Lanet. But don't fret, because when she comes here, you will be able to get a new weapon, because she will come with a weapon on her banner. Hey Harry, thank you for coming by. Teacher, I'm very far from it. I actually like to make guides and try to explain some stuff. I don't know if you know, but I was also a content creator for Valiant Force. There was a game that I played, and I had a good fan base on that game and on my guides as well. But that game ended, and most of the people that played that game jumped ship to Langrisser, and not for Valkyrie Anatomia, so most people don't know me here. Hey, thanks Harry, thanks for coming by. And guys, please, I have a link on my newest videos of my Discord channel. Please go there so we can talk a little more. I know there's not that many activity there because there's not so many people yet, but if you guys do go there and join the server, it will be very good. Especially because, well, we may not know when you stop playing. A lot of people that are subscribers to my channel, they stop playing Valkyrie Anatomia and they automatically just unsub my content. But they don't know, but I'll be doing way more videos not related to Valkyrie Anatomia. I'll be talking about console games and JRPGs in general, Metroidvanias probably, in indie games, horror games probably as well, because I have to do this new content, because this is something that I love. I grew up loving JRPGs, and well, I have to talk about it. And there's a lot of good games for me to talk. And well, if you guys, even if you guys stop playing Valkyrie Anatomy, I want to get in contact with you guys so you can see more content in the future, and that's not related to Valkyrie Anatomy. Hey Suko, welcome to the the live. Let me see if there's more questions here. Arbiter love. A lot of people like Arbiter. I got Arbiter. I really like Arbiter as well because the design is pretty awesome. One of the most incredible designs I've seen in this game. Fukuyo is also very well designed, but Arbiter Hearst was one of the best ones. I also like a lot the new Hearst from the Japanese version. That's a wrestling Hearst. It's a wrestling Hearst. It's very nice. So let me just check my Arbiter Hearst here. She doesn't have an orb, but I'm getting a lot of her potential force invested. I'm investing a lot of potential force characters, and she's always more than halfway done. Hey, thanks Vintage. I really try to help the community, and it kind of goes back to Valkyrie Profile being one of my first games on the PS1, and one of the games that I have a very funny history because I purchased the game without having a PS1. So I would just go to that houses that have these consoles for you to play. You have to pay for an hour and to play, and I would pay to play Valkyrie Profile there, and I made some friends on that local, and it was always awesome because I would just use Ether Strike, and they have this Rainbow system on the control, Dual Shock when it was released. I would just place the control on the table, and we were just watching that Rainbow as much as it would because of Ether Strike. It was awesome. It's just stories from me being a kid. And I'm thinking of getting Jewel Cross for my key. Is this Jewel Cross well rated? Ting Tong Bunny, yeah. Jewel Cross is one of the best weapons that you can use for, exactly the best weapon for Ethereal Queen. But I would only recommend you investing on such if your Ethereal Queen has an orb. If you don't have an orb with your Ethereal Queen, you may think about something else entirely. Do you know if there's a critical percentage cap? No, this is something that was never answered. I don't know if there's an answer right now on the Japanese version, but they never said anything about a critical hit cap. And you can get 15% by going to Power Skill. Just by using easygoing here, you can see that my easygoing has 80.4. I can get this up to 15%, but it's not for everyone because you can get this to max without getting a character that doesn't exist anymore. And that character was a character from Star Ocean collaboration, and we can get that character anymore, and that's why we can get to the max. You know that Christmas Norn also has easygoing. I missed this character. And I miss these other characters as well, and we are also missing a third character that it's a character that belongs to a collaboration, and that character will never get to global. Maybe they will release a global exclusive that has easygoing to help us reach the max. Is Sarah King, please update. You can get the Sarah King by the daily summons, but it's probably one of the hardest ones to get. Maybe I'll get one. I don't know. What about the passive from Dragonian Halberd? Should I skip and get Honeycomb Pass? Well, actually, I also think it's sometimes of getting Dragonian Halberd to max, or even Spear's Word Missile Tank to max. But that was before I knew that the Missile Tank will lose damage because it's non-elemental. As I said on a video, non-elemental damage loses 20% damage. And then the Dragonian Halberd is even here. When you upgrade it to the max to Legendary Evolution, you will get this Dragonite to 5%. You can see it starts with 3% and it goes to 5%. So it's very nice to be using with Leon as a passive. But just to use as a passive a Legendary Evolution weapon, I didn't want to, because I don't think I have that many options to upgrade, and just by that it's not so good. Another weapon that I think about upgrading was that Graciato, just because they upgrade as well. Because the Struggle Clause upgrades to Struggle Clause 2, and it will increase the attack by 15% on the start of your turn. So this weapon is also very good to be used with Knight Alicia. Even though Knight Alicia prefers a damaging weapon, but it still could work because of the increasing attack. Increasing attack does make a very difference. But Dragon's Halberd, the Rise, it's a good weapon because it's still extreme 3 times. It has this critical hit up. But the problem is just that you have to have a character that will take use of it. And which character that you have that makes use of it? Blessed Humiria? I don't know. Blessed Humiria kinda prefers this weapon than her own weapon in her banner. Suko Adrinkario. I have Kokuyu with her orb as well. I use the Mizex as her weapon. Is it worth to upgrade it to LA? Yeah. If you have Kokuyu and you also have the Mizex, you should be getting more duplicates of it because it's very impressive. And you probably will be using her for quite a long time. Especially because you can simply unlock more potential force nodes, unlock more status, and focus on her for the future. I also have Kokuyo because I got her from that Black Friday banner, but mine doesn't have an orb. It's very hard to get orbs on this game. I always have the only Eventide Valkyrie. I have also Elite, the normal Elite I have. And the free ones. On the shop for Leon, Leon should be using either Schveltlight or that Graciato. Nalan. I don't know if you have played the game when they gave the Dead Graciato from free, because that Graciato from free was 5 copies of it and you will just get it to the max easily. But if you're starting the game after that event, maybe it's useful for you. Out of curiosity, we get more of the tickets. They are saying that we'll be getting one more because it just makes sense. It's because we can only purchase 3 times the pack. And let me just go to the shop here to see if it's here. Yeah, you can see here. You can only purchase it 3 times. So by getting only 3 of it, when you go to the notice, you can get 5 of each one of these weapons. You can even go to the exchange booth and check there. And the shop allows you to exchange for 5 copies. Here, oops, wrong banner. We are getting close to 50 people watching. Thanks, guys. This makes quite a lot of difference. And you see here, you can get 5 remaining. So that's only here for me that we'll be getting one more. That makes up for 5. They are giving us 2 and letting us purchase 3. So I think this is very fair for a game to do this because they still have to make money. 2 is very good. They are giving us a lot of good stuff for this month. And you have to remember that the game is still not a year long. A month of things that they are giving us just to try to make us still play the game. And very nice. Only for a month. Saludos, mi humano, me gustan tus resenhas. Hey Manuel Salazar, thank you for coming by. I saw you on some comments. Thank you for coming by. I'm hoping to get at least someone this Alice artifact for the Sealstone or a key. Yeah, Alice is very good as well. I don't have her yet. I just got her from another of my reroll accounts. Let me search. Yeah, Ting Tong Bundy. Yeah, we got Japanese version has this different Angel Syria. That's the one from the first Valkyrie profile game, and she also inflicts status elements, but she's not a 2-element type, so it's very nice to get her as well. She will take quite a lot of time. Mad God Lizard won't take that much time to reach us than this new Angel Syria. So I got with Wild Red Celestial, very nice. Marna's Maxid and Sparator and level 3. Graciato for Leone is dead. Hey, thank you, Nalan, for that. Hey, Charlie's Fun. So, do you guys have any other questions? I can try to reply to every one of you. best way I can. So let's just click on notice and see if there's anything else that we are missing. Ah, there's also the share campaign, guys. We need to do this to get some more gems. Now about the hero Valkyrie character's divine weapon. This is something that, guys, this is a trap. You shouldn't be summoning here. I don't know if any of you guys summoned it for, but this is a banner trap. You can see that the rewards are very bad. It's now stamina potion, large experience speed, it's not even the huge one. Nameless hero buck, and then there's these sorry, let me just reply something here. And then you see that the Nameless Hero Book 4 is not in the 5. And then there's this Valo Seal on the 4th summon, 5 of it. It's just 5 points to Seal Stone. And then you have a artifact guarantee, but there's a lot of old characters here that are not useful. It's very, very business decision to do this. What they do is just give good Seal Stones for some old characters and make you summon for old characters, making them work trying to sell you old stuff. Don't fall for it. The new characters will also get Seal Stones and they will be better than the old ones. You can see here that they will give you more Seal Valkyrie, 5 more on the 9th step. I don't care. Don't think this is worth it. Upgrade your original in it? No, you can't. In the Japanese version, she has 2 unique orbs, and the 2 unique orbs will further increase her at least, or a little better. Not so much, but it's a little better. But they do not make her a character that can compete with premium characters. You have to replace her as soon as possible. You have to aim for your first Valkyrie as soon as possible. But only do that if you can afford 10 summons. Don't try to summon for a Valkyrie without having enough for 10 summons, or else you will just feel very bad by not getting the character. Hi Ivan, I know you for a lot of time. Thank you for always commenting. Something is happening with this stream. What is happening? Let me search here. I'm testing with my mobile phone and it's not happening. Everything seems to be fine. So can anyone tell me if there's more than one person having problem with it? Because here it seems to be fine. So here's very, very hot, guys. I live on Brazil, and on December there's no snow. There's only very, very hot temperature. Very funny. Yeah, seems fine for me, so maybe it's only for you, Ivan, in your connection. I reduced the quality of the resolution just to be sure that it won't be having too many problems with the stream. Stream is something that kinda heavy, especially because I don't have a good PC. I use 2011 PC to this day, and it was a PC I made it back on that days, and it's just not so good anymore. And I also not using my ultra wide screen because that monitor is dead. I'm using my TV as a monitor right now. Unfortunately, that's all I have to use. Yes, Adosminska, that's what I did. I reduced the quality also because I have to share the game and the stream program at the same time, so I can see myself while doing it. And as the game uses the touch commands, I have to share the screen. Let me see if there's more questions. Good here. It seems to be done fine. What do you think of the strongest characters of each element? Well, the strongest and more important characters in the game right now are Kukuyo, Eventide Hakure, Arbiter Hurst, Lucian, the new Lucian, Grun Lucian. We also have the new Platina, Silver-Haired Bride, they are the best characters. Blasting Steel Media is also one of the best characters because of her status as a buffer, and it's very unique, very hard to find a character to fill that role. These are the best characters of their elements, in my opinion. But then you have another characters like, let me go here. The two characters that we had recently, Shackled Elite, he also very strong character, and Wildfred, the Holy Elemental Wildfred. These are the most important characters you have right now. We also have the base Arngrim. The base Arngrim is still very strong to have because he hits that role. We also have Leon, that's very important to have. I don't have that on all the characters in the game. Unfortunately, they don't have a way for you, a gallery for you to check characters, so I can talk about it without having to go to other pages. So in my opinion, these are the most important characters. Tyro is also very good, very nice, guys. Don't underestimate this guy here. It's very nice. He's a nag tank. It's not very easy to get a character with this. Just very fucking ugly. Sorry about the curse. And from these elements, these are the strongest characters. Let me just check if we had some other characters from another banner right now, because sometimes I forget there's just so many banners in this game that sometimes I get a little confused. Yeah, these are the characters that I mentioned. The Christmas characters are bad. They are very bad. Don't even mention that. Don't get it. How good is the new character they released on the last Valhalla Assault? Well, it's something that it's a little hard to explain because actually it's a bad character. It's simple to say that, but can be used on certain circumstances if you didn't have a true tank in the game. But I still think Klaus will fare well most of the time because Victory can get a lot of defense with this natural breath, reduce the damage taken from fire, ice, and lightning attacks, and it can reduce this by quite a lot. I don't remember the exact number, but I think it's 40% or something like that. And it makes for quite a lot of reduction, but she herself doesn't have many stats to back it up. She also doesn't have an orb to increase it further, so you will have to get very strong builds, very high status to make the reduce good, because if your defense is not high, the damage formula is very simple. It's the final damage from the enemy against your defense, and if your defense is low, it just doesn't matter if you're just mitigating part of the damage will still be high. So I don't think she's worth, my opinion. Klaus can at least have an average defense, but healing, he can recover most higher than the damage that he can receive it. It's different. I think that ends with 0-0. So Let It Valkyrie, our Creation Valkyrie, and Valkyrie Alicia still good characters. Well, Valkyrie Alicia is not as strong as Creation Valkyrie. She is still a good character because she mixes support and damage, but you will actually end up trying to get a buff weapon for your character. You can use a buff weapon with Valkyrie Alicia in the future if you happen to get one. We still don't have one. You can even use the Divine Wildfred's weapon with her because it gives the buff, and because there's way too many characters to make more damage with the Holy Element, just like this Wildfred, just like the Awakened Lennet. But she can still be useful because of her support thing. She can still cleanse, and Creation Valkyrie will kind of always be a mid ground by event itself, because she doesn't lose much damage by choosing any element she wants. Her orb is one of the best orbs when you're thinking about general damage, because it increases 50% of her attack and 10% of action skill damage. So that makes her a general purpose character, but she won't always be on the top of the game anymore. She can compete with the Generation 3 characters, but she can still do okay damage. That explains Creation Valkyrie. Sinton Buddy, the LA gear exchange ticket is for 1 gear only. Yeah, It's only for 1 year, but you will probably get 2, so you can choose 2 for free, and you can purchase more by going to the shop and purchasing here with 5,000 gems. With 5,000 gems, I think this is only worth for payable players, pay-to-play players. For free-to-play players, this is not so worth. Even if you are managing to get a weapon to LA, I still don't think that's much worth. You still have to wait. Maybe you get more copies by doing the dailies of this banner. I got my my Zax from here. I have a chance to get it from here. You can click on it and check. And solo 80s can appear here. Yeah, see, solo 80s here. The my Zax is here as well. Does Omni count towards status cap? Yeah. Omni, it goes to the end of the formula, it will increase your final damage, and Omni doesn't have an impact on your status, so there's no cap. What weapon to equip for Sea Armor Royal Thread to exchange? What weapon to equip? You are asking me the weapon that you can get from the shop that you equip on your Royal Thread. Well, there's not many options there because you can get his weapon from there. The best option is Key Hair, I think, at least from here. Key Hair does extreme damage. The game says it's very heavy, but it's not. Let me just go here again. You can see that you only have Key Hair being a great sword of the Holy Element. You don't have any other great sword from the Holy Element. And you have to equip him with the Holy Element. You can equip other element. Can we expect the same characters from the Japanese game too? Yeah, they will always give us the same characters from there. They maybe give us some global exclusive thing, but I'm not so sure because they didn't fit any time to include global exclusive characters. I think they changed their approach to the game because if they release it too many global exclusive characters, they will be outclassed very fast with the pacing the game was having. So I think they decided to reach Japan as soon as possible. Then they will create global exclusive content. That is if this game is making a profit, because, well, you still have to think about it. They still have to make money. And developing global exclusive stuff will cost them money. Guys, anyone in the chat can please tell me the values of the Sacred Compass? You say the status. Raymer Rodriguez, you don't have to mind about status of AS skill buff follow. Raymer, it's I just type it. Yeah, Ting Tong Bunny, it's the only because she was free, and it's because she was from her own game, and it's kind of a market thing to do this, because they are trying to make Valkyrie Anatomia players to play their game. By doing that, they are getting free marketing. See, but other type of global exclusive will cost them money, and it won't be as easy as it was with. It still cost them money to make killing, but I think they were waiting to the game to reach the Japanese version as soon as possible, so they didn't lose a collaboration by being outclassed so fast. Mandatory characters. Well, the thing is, guys, now that we're reaching the 3rd generation, there's no many mandatory characters anymore, at least for damage. Just because any of the new characters for damage will kinda work similarly. You see, even the new Lucian can be used on the side of the Eventide Valkyrie. They have very similar buffs and status, and he can perform just as well. and the Platina can also just work as a damage dealer if you want as well. The difference between them won't be so high when compared to characters on the first and second generation. By the way they were releasing characters, Eventide Hakurai was exactly the most powerful character, and she will still be useful for quite a lot of time, but she's not exactly a must right now. I can think in 2 months you will have just so many options that Eventide Hakurai won't be that much needed. But like I said, I still think that Mad God Lizard and Shakugan and Fang Artery are the most important of the short-term characters that will be released. Knight Alicia is very good as well, but she can be skipped. Did the Goblin Slayer character already pass? No, we didn't have any collaboration with Goblin Slayer. We had with Fullmetal Alchemist, we have with the Machi, we had it with Bravely Default, Octopath Traveler. I don't remember any other Final Fantasy Record Keeper. Goblin Slayer collab in the future and get the Goblin Slayer for free like Japanese version. I didn't know he was free there because I didn't play that game anymore on the Japanese version at least. And I don't know what about the new collaborations. I know that Valkyrie Anatomia kind of has a lot of anime collaborations, and this was probably something that makes it different from other Japanese gacha games. I don't know if there's a game with so many collaborations with like Valkyrie Anatomia, and they are probably been doing this just to keep people interested in this game for as much as time as they can. And collaborations are important to that. Could be worth to level 8 that Graciado I have it level 2 or look for the Mizex. Ivan, I think if you only have that Graciato on level 2, you should be searching for a damage weapon instead of that Graciato. Just because I don't think it's worth to get that Graciato if you didn't get it maxed on the event itself. Damage will be better, and the Mizex is such a very good weapon for the future that it's better investing on him. On it, sorry. Looking forward to Nier Automata and Tales of Berseria collabs. I don't think Tales of Berseria collab will arrive on global. I already said this before, and a lot of people didn't believe me. And we are here now on almost 8 months after the game launching, and still no sign of Berseria. And the thing is, Berseria is an old game right now. It doesn't have a remaster or something announced, and they never had actually a Tales of Berseria collab in Japan. They had a Tales of something, I don't remember the surname, but it was that other game that got a collaboration, and only that Velvet was included on that game. Every Tales of game always have this option to get the characters from the series, and that's why we got Velvet on Japan. And that game is not on global anymore, so they won't be to make a collaboration. They always choose something that has like a season going on, or maybe announce it or something like that to live up on the hype. If there's no hype for Velvet, for at least for Namco parts to take to use it on their favor, so there's not much reason for them to give the rights to the character. But Nier will happen just because it's a Square Enix property. I think it will happen as soon as possible. I don't know why they are holding on it. Just because Nier always sells a lot. I hear people say that on the Star Ocean thing that was happening there, the Nier collaboration was always happening, and people was always summoning for Nier characters. Do you think the new Freya is worth saving for? Not the Christmas one. The new Freya, yeah, she's good. Just like I'm saying, past the 3rd generation, most characters can be used for damage. They are very similar to each other. And that Freya is good enough. You can wait for her. It's strange you see Freya using swords, but she's very good. I got her looking for I got Alicia artifacts in the fruit draw, but she's working changing for mirror horde fragments. I never use the character. Well, Craig 90, let me say something. I never exchange an artifact for divine fragments. Just because the game are giving us just so many, and we get gems by leveling up any character. Just by recruiting Alicia, you get 100 gems, and then you get more 900 more gems from Alicia just by leveling her up. And you also get her party skill, that is Omni. So it's important to have her. I don't always, never do this. I never exchange my artifacts for divine fragments. Unless it's from a character that I won't ever use and I already have the character. Should I level up my solo 8x or get the my Zex for Kokuyo? Your solo 8x on level 3 already. It's on level 3 already and you have the material to upgrade it to legendary evolution. I would say get it to the max. But is your Kokuyo Orbit? Because if she's Orbit, getting the my Zex is also a good option. Depends on if you have enough materials to make it the legendary evolution. Thank you for the tip. It will be hard, but I'll go for the mais X, and I'll leave that Graciado and Vitória. La Bayonetta. Bayonetta is another game that kind of draws attention of a lot of players. I think Bayonetta is something that can happen to us. And it's a very nice character that kind of developed fan base. Final Fantasy VII Remake collab never happened. Never gonna happen. Sorry, Lenneth Valkyrie, because I know how they work on this situation. And they don't make collabs with small games. Final Fantasy won't ever collab with small games, even if it's a Square property. You can see that we got Noctis on Tekken 7, but Tekken 7 is a very huge game that makes competitions and a lot of things. It's a character that will make the game brighter. But they don't want to downgrade Noctis to put him on PS2 graphics level and try to sell it. They won't even do it with Cloud or even Squall from Final Fantasy VIII. You think they will do it with the remaster? Downgrade the Cloud to he gets PS2 graphics again? No, they won't ever do this. I know how Square Enix operates, at least on the circumstances. Ivan, I got Platina with silver tickets. Do I need to look for an orb? Well, I don't think you really need her orb. I think you can save her gems because she's a mix of support and damage, but she can still do well without her orb because she's a battery for purify attacks. And if you're trying to search for a damage dealer in the future, you can still use her without orb. Thanks so much, bro. You're welcome, King Crystal. You lucky dog, give us some of it. Yeah, I have a lot of silver tickets, guys. You can see here I have quite a lot of it. When I go here, you can see how many I have. I have 130. Yeah, exactly this number, 130. Let me just do some quests. I think people are leaving just because, also because I'm not doing much things. So let me just do some Seraph Gate here. We'll probably do the yellow one or the green one. The green one. I'm doing the green one most of the time. And this is the squad I'm using here. I already limit break her. Let me see if there's another character that needs a limit break. No, I can use this squad. The difference between normal Arna Green and Arna Green F. Arna Green F is damage dealer and Arna Green normal is a tank. That's the difference between the two. And Arna Green F is very slow. I don't like his animations at all, and he's also old on this moment. He's not like a damage dealer. But I'm saving for Snow, Planet F. That may happen as sooner as you think. Mad God Lizard. I'm also saving for Fang. Arna Green saving. I don't know if I can save up to that. And yeah, these are the characters. Mad God Lizard, Snow Planet F, and Fang Arna Green. And Shakugan as well. These are the characters I'm saving for. The Arna Green, the best Arna Green is the tank one. The Arna Green without an F.
超絶スーパーこれでプレイヤーさん直伝の技
バカが
I'm using multi-squad for Seraphigate just because I still think that it's good to try to get more chances on getting 7-star orb, and changing your squad around your stages gives you more chances. Some people don't believe it, but it's true. I have a lot of 7-star orbs, just not the ones I want to.
今です
You say, Ivan, you're saying that you have the worst luck ever, but it's not true. I only got 2 artifacts in the past one. You got 3. You got more lucky than me. I have the worst luck in this game. And I'm the content creator, huh? And as you may know, I don't get anything from the developers. I don't get gems, I don't get nothing. So I suffer a lot.
逃がしはしないこれでこれで
Don't have a good damage dealer. I have played with so many gems. Don't ever summon without having at least 48k gems. Don't do this. I don't do. Unless the burner only asks for 7. Raymer Rodriguez at the moment I am on 42.8k. I want to make it land and you it's a roping or a good 3rd generation damage dealer. Yeah, you should just save your gems to get the guarantee. Ah, I have max in gold, yeah, but I have it for like 2 months. Yeah, this game asks you to farm through so much that you will always have it maxed. You'll have 5k at the moment and it appears the L8 and I need the Mines X. Well, you can save it, you can just get 2 Demise X. You may just wait a little more, Ivan, because you cannot even get the Demise X by the free ticket. The daily free ticket can give you. I got mine from it. Maybe you got lucky. Maybe. I suffer every time I see a Kukuyo bin. Yeah, a lot of people do this. A lot of people suffer. I summoned for Kokuyu just because the banner dude had a lot of good stuff along with it, just because of it. Everyone has kept nothing to spend on it, it's side limited. Yeah guys, there's 2 things that we are lacking yet from the game, and it's a gold shop, where you can use gold to buy some stuff, and the other thing is some new support points shop that happens just sometimes, that will give you more options, like Embers. You can even get Embers with support points. But this never happened to these global versions. Is it worth to buy the artifact guarantee ticket? The one that costs $40. No. It's not a guarantee to get either Platina or Lucian. You just get an artifact as a guarantee. So the chances may be that you get a very bad character, and you can get a very bad character just by doing the normal daily. I don't think it's worth it. Maybe there's other things on the shop that you can get that gives more chances. Gems are better most of the time. Nalan. Is it worth to spend money on this game? Well, I don't spend money on mobile games anymore. So I will give you my honest opinion on this. Well, my opinion when I spend, when I use it to spend, I will only spend if I feel the game is rewarding enough, where I don't feel pressure to spend money on it. If you're feeling pressure to spend money on it, it's just because the game was designed to make that way. And if the game is designed to make it that way, it doesn't deserve your money. But if you're playing the game with all the free stuff that the game gives you and you're having fun with it, then I don't think there's a problem with spending money on the game that does that. But if you're feeling pressure to spend, like feeling that the game doesn't want to give you stuff and it makes you have to purchase stuff, well, I don't think it's worth it. Repetitive, I think most mobile games are repetitive because they all change it to follow the pattern of main MMO. So most MMO games are bad for repetitiveness. So it's the grinding and the hard. Is drop hates and stuff and things, and the game wants you to play every day. And repetition is something that will never go away. It's the base of the game. If you get way too worried about getting so much repetitiveness, I would say just play a little more before you spend money. I can relate to lucky, and mostly I got salted with my luck. You don't mind the repetition of the game price is already high. Well, I can't exactly tell you the best way to spend them because most people that I know, they do purchase the daily packs and the monthly packs. Daily pack is 500 gems for $1, but I think that they are giving more gems than 500 because of it's the end of the year and celebrations and stuff. And most of the people I know, they are average spenders, they do this daily, $1 per day, and then the monthly pack. With that, you'll be able to get a new character every 1 month and a half, I think. They do this. Just relying on the gems that the game gives you will make you a little I don't know the correct word to say, but it won't be easy. You have to get patience, and a lot of people just drop the game because they don't have the patience to save 48k gems. They have 15k and they think they will get lucky, and they don't get lucky, and they don't get the character, and they get depressed, and they stop playing the game. You have to get the guts to just save your gems, or else you may just rage quit. If I'll not buy it, then I don't have much to spend. I live in Colombia and dollar is expensive here, so I have a few money now, and yeah, it's the same as me. You know, I can spend money on games as well, even though I put up anyway. But I can't because of my real life. I'm only one people working here because my wife is dealing with some health issues, and even that I don't work for a company. I work for myself, and I have to search for work. This is why most of the time I'm not able to release the videos as soon as possible, and also why I want to make some different content because I want to be a YouTube content creator for life. This is what I want to do, and it's a very hard process for me, especially because I can't spend all my time doing it. Bye Slasher Dreaded, thanks for coming by. We see on another live. I may be doing more lives on the end of the year because I also need some help, but I'll explain it later. I think it's not for today, but the thing is, I need at least some. I'll explain another time. I don't think. I think I'll say. It's just that I get so nervous sometimes. It's that I said on the early part of the stream that even being able to get ads on my videos, I still didn't make a single cent from YouTube because YouTube only will give me money once I hit $100 on my account. And on the end of this month, I still won't be able to get to $100, and it will be by the margin of $10, I think. And the next year, on the year of next year, is the anniversary of my wife. And being able to get to $100 will help me a lot to just do some stuff, or either pay my rent or help with her anniversary doing or something like that. So if I do some lives, maybe I can get this $10 remaining, and it will really help me with this. So sorry for doing this, but this is probably a way for me to just try to make more lives, and this may happen, may help me, because if I don't hit $100 till the end of the month, or at least on the start of the January, I will spend another month without any payment from YouTube. Why not do a Patreon campaign? I do have a Patreon page. It's on all my videos. I do have some information on Patreon there that I can even give your name on the end of the videos, and also give you the option to choose what type of videos you want, so I can give priority. But I got a little sad today because I lost one of my patrons that gave me $5. I lost. I don't know if he quit the game or he said something when he left, and it's just, I think all people have to worry about their incoming as well. So I don't think he can help. But I thank him for being helping by a lot, because the Patreon is the only way I got money on my channel, and they were way more important than YouTube itself, because YouTube, like I said, didn't give money right yet, and it's just that I feel like I only have 3 people there. But don't pressure, guys. It's just I accept only if it's not making any pressure on you or getting in the way of your own incoming as well. But I do have a Patreon page, and since the start I created content for the game since the launch, and since there I had this Patreon page. It's there because I use it for the other game. I played the Valiant Force, and I had some Patreon people as well, because I also did content for that game. Why don't I try Twitch? Just so you can see, Valkyrie Anatomia doesn't have even a Twitch description, because no one ever did a live of Valkyrie Anatomia that tried to change the information on Twitch. So Twitch doesn't even know what Valkyrie Anatomia is. So if Twitch doesn't know what Valkyrie Anatomia is, there's no audience. So the thing is, Valkyrie Anatomia doesn't have a larger audience, even for YouTube creation content. That's why we don't see many content creators for Valkyrie Anatomia, because it simply doesn't have a large audience. So doing Twitch content will just be for the same people that I'm doing YouTube. If I do Twitch or other type of stuff, it had to be about other content. So I don't know, because most of my content will be you guys will see when I finish my video. I want to do content that has script, that explain the good stuff of things. I don't know if you saw my last vlog. I studied game design, programming, and code. So since a kid, I always analyzed games and tried to understand how they were developed, why they did their decisions and stuff like that. So this is the type of content I want to do, and analyze the design of a game and try to show you how they made some decisions based on what I know, and this type of stuff. Especially talking about game design and level design and story. I love story, especially on JRPG games. So this is the type of content that I want to make for live. I'm still making Valkyrie Anatomia content because of you guys. Because it's my public and my subscribers is what I care. I'm this type of guy that won't just simply quit what I'm doing. I still try to do my best, even if it's, like I said on past videos, like Suicide. I should be covering another type of mobile game that it's more successful or more has a larger audience. But no, I just want to play what I like and talk with people that love what I also like. I can't be that guy that simply play a game just because the game is successful. I don't do this. Yeah, it doesn't have a category on Twitch. It simply doesn't have many people there. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to support my channel. People that comment there is just helping me a lot, especially because when I was publishing videos about story content, that kind of hurts the channel because a lot of people don't watch them now. But there's a catch on that video. So you saw me posting a lot of that, and it's because when I do that, the people watch that videos now. But ask me here 4 months from now, they will have more clicks than even my tutorial guides. Maybe even when the game ends, that video will still be profitable. It will still give me clicks. And it's important to do that as soon as possible before other people finish. And I took the chance because the other YouTuber was just not doing anymore. So that was important for me because it will still give me clicks even after the game ends. And it's also a way to preserve Valkyrie Anatomia because Valkyrie Anatomia will one day end. Hopefully not soon because I still want to finish the story. The story for Valkyrie Anatomia is very nice, I think. Not many mobile games have good story. There's most of the mobile games that exist have trash story, guys. They usually have the stories that are very bad, that's just cliche and tropes all together with non-interesting characters and all this stuff like that. But I love the Valkyrie profile about this franchise. I like the stories. So this is why I still play. I want to see the end of this. That tutorial video when you start the game and you see Lennart angry and trying to defeat all of our friends, it's a very interesting thing. They really caught on my attention and did that. And thanks, Ivan. Thank you for doing that because any like, comment, and share or any type of thing helps the channel. You can help. You don't need to just help me with type of other stuff like Patreon, and it's just okay. Any type of way you can help me. I just ask you guys to try to just join the Discord server, just like I'm saying, because one day you may not play this game anymore, but we'll still be in contact. You will be able to see the other type of content that I will be creating. And this is, like I said, the content that I want to do for the future. Tri-Ace, Tri-Ace was sold. I don't know if everyone knows, but Tri-Ace was sold. And Tri-Ace is now owned by a company that deals mobile stuff. And that's why we are seeing a lot of remasters of old Tri-Ace games. And games that Tri-Ace worked as well. Because they are trying to probably get some money to invest on something in the future, and also they own the rights to that game, so releasing remasters is what they want. You see that they released Star Ocean 3, Star Ocean 1, Star Ocean 2, Star Ocean 4. All of these games, these remasters or ports to PS4. This one here, I think. So, getting back to the topic, so they are doing that a lot of remasters because they want to get money back from when they purchase the company. But they are not doing it with Valkyrie profile or Sumelia. Valkyrie's profile Sumelia, it's not available anymore. You can play the game. The same goes for Covenant of the Plume. It never got re-released for the 3DS or even through the Wii U. The Wii U can play some DS games. The Switch, I don't know if it can. But they will probably remaster them as much as they can, possibly. Tri-Ace, the full... No. The name still exists. The company still exists. I don't know if the original developers are still there. I don't know. Because some of them already left for Tricensendo. Some of them. Tricensendo still exists as well. Tri-Ace was working behind the curtains to do some work for Square. Just like they helped with Final Fantasy 13 Part 2 and Lightning Returns as well. Some games they work behind the scenes. A lot of developers works like that. When you see Final Fantasy 15, you see that there was like 10 companies working with that game. But they don't say it's new, and you can only see it when you're watching the credits on the screen. And you see that there was a lot of companies involved on the development of the game. And Tri-Ace is probably working with something related to Square, but they are just getting money from remasters to just keep the company alive. I like so much Valkyrie Anatomia, I haven't stopped playing other mobile games for it. I was playing Ivan, just like me, I really like the game. I was trying to play less Clojure, but less Clojure just one's too much for me, and I don't have the time and or patience to give to another game, and that's why I'm not playing another mobile. I won't play anymore. I was saying today on the Discord that I don't want to play another game that is not a console game after I drop Valkyrie Anatomia, but I will stay with Valkyrie Anatomia too. See, I will stay to this game to the end. I will produce some content because this is the community I'm creating to my channel. To the people that come watch my videos, I consider it a community, and that's why I reply to every one of you. I don't ever forget to reply to everyone. Sometimes I may forget it because just the YouTube notification system is not perfect. So sometimes I don't even get a notification of a question. But I think this is what I try to reply to everyone. So, Cher, are you doing a great service with the community between gameplay and plays and in-depth reviews? Story contents can be important if they are curious. Yes, Odomiska, especially for those that didn't have the opportunity to watch that videos because the events are not available anymore. Yeah, Leonard Valkyrie, sadly we won't be able to see Valkyrie profile title by name, just like we got Indivisible. Maybe we can get another game by an indie company or by another company with some of the developers, the original developers. That is somewhat a spiritual successor, but I don't think we will get Valkyrie profile games in the future, unless they do this for the Nintendo Switch. But they won't do this for PS5, I think. They lost their opportunity. Yesterday, there was a live stream just for the celebration, 20-year celebration of Valkyrie Profile game, and they did a 2 hours of presentation with nothing. Just like my friend was saying, there was nothing on that presentation. There was nothing, no new game. They were talking about the cafe the game has, they made a lot of jokes, they talked about the voice actors, but there was no game. And if there's no game, I don't know, the developers of Valkyrie Anatomia is a different company, it's not done by Trace, it's Doki Works. And that company was hiding some people, and a lot of people were thinking, they did Valkyrie Anatomia, they can do another Valkyrie game, but they missed this opportunity. 20 years of anniversary, they won't have another opportunity, and then I think there is nothing for them to announce. They were the film because they didn't release V3. Actually no, Star Ocean did sell way more than Valkyrie Profile. Strange as it is, but I prefer Valkyrie Profile to Star Ocean. But Star Ocean always sold more. See, 6 AM here. Bye, Leonard Valkyrie. See you another time. And Nathan as well. Good night for you. Let's also play League of Legends to see the stream. Yeah, it's next market. Thank you, guy. I never play League of Legends, but I do know some people that play. The game release something good tomorrow. Do it to all the possibilities. What do you think, sure? Yeah, they may be waiting, you are right, because actually our day is different than theirs, because there's 12 hours difference between global and Japan. As it on this, they may be waiting for the reset. Maybe they will give something, but I'm sure that they will give us another ticket, so we can exchange for another weapon. I think they will give us a selector for artifacts. They should have done this already. They need to give us a selector for artifacts. They can even just limit the artifacts that we can choose from, but they really need to do this, especially on the celebration. I hope that they give us something like that. But they are giving us a lot of things, just not the things we want, but they are giving us a lot of things, so I can't complain if they don't give anything. Star Ocean, I like the game, but I always think that it was very plotted, all installments, just because they wanted to do just too much with all the Star Ocean games that prevent actions, and all the systems where there's just so many ways to, even the NPC characters have way too many different conversations if you talk to them on different times and stuff. A lot of things that they made the game way too complex. They didn't have to make the complexity on their games. I know that Riot likes complex systems, But with Star Ocean, they kinda tested the ground. They overdid that thing. Even Star Ocean 2 has a lot of complexity to all the things that he did. It has like I remember our magazine that said that it had like 80 different endings. It's just too many endings, guy. Why did they did that? Why did they need to make that many number of endings? Why there is a need to make that many things? It just makes us a complex game that people will just look at it. Oh no, there's just too many things to do, too many hours and stuff, and it won't even play, even finish. It just happens way too many times on this generation. People use that site, call it how long to beat, and decide if they want to play even better on that. If they go there and see that there are needs 80 hours for you to finish it, they may decide to skip it. And it's just what happens these days. The word is like that. People just have to do more things with less time. But I like Radiata's stories even better than Star Ocean. But I'm very fond of Star Ocean 3. I really like Cliff, Nell Zelfer, and Maria. This was my best squad I was using on Star Ocean 3. I think I'll finish the live in some 10 minutes. Yeah, in 10 minutes I think I'll finish the live because it will be just 2 hours. 2 hours is a good number, I think. So 10 more minutes. You guys have something to ask? Ivan, you can't do this anymore. I told this, I think it was before you reached here. The thing is, the game won't allow you to do more than 1 summon per day. So you have to summon daily. And if you didn't summon so far, don't fret, because the banner will keep alive even after the event itself ends. They stop giving you the tickets, the banner will stay alive for at least 1 week. But you have to just keep summoning daily from now on. That game crashed. And a lot of people do this. When they are lucky, they do a summon that it's lucky they keep summoning. But I don't know. Usually worked that way for me as well, but in the past games I played, sometimes it never worked. Just made me angry because there was a sign of everything was going to be okay, and then everything just went downhill. Razio, yeah. There's still some characters of the 2nd generation that can appear. They are collaboration characters from collabs. They are the last 2 characters from the Winter. We have characters from Winter that are still not released, and the characters from Valentine. They are probably waiting for Valentine on America, and they will release that characters, and they are from 2nd generation. But all common releases after this, the 2 characters from Winter, they are Lenneth F, Snow, and another one, I think it's another version of Alice. These characters are still from 2nd generation. After that, all the new characters will be 3rd generation. All of them are good in a way or another. There's no bad character on the 3rd generation. Maybe when we hit 4th generation, the 3rd generation characters won't be so good, but so far, all 3rd generation characters have a way to be some are gooder than others, just like always, and you have to choose them by their own roles. You have a tank, if you have a status inflictor, if you have a supporter, but damage dealers will always be replaced. It's just like the game goes. It's some of them. What are they? The program I'm using BlueStacks. I use BlueStacks to emulate the game, and then I use the program I use to stream itself. It's called Streamcraft. This is the program that I use to stream. Ivan, yeah, it's just like this because the game enters a new power creep every 1 January. So the Japanese version is probably waiting some days to release their 4th generation characters starting from January 1. It was just like that with Creation Valkyrie. Creation Valkyrie opened the 2nd generation of characters, and Eventide Hakuri opened the 3rd generation of characters. And they were both released on January 1. So all the characters released after that one and before the next one are considered on that generation. The 3rd generation characters have way better passives. Their passives goes to beyond limits. The 2nd generation characters sometimes will only increase their own status with a passive. Just like, let's just check here. You will understand better. When you go to Creation Valkyrie is a good example. And you see here the first passive greatly increases attack. Greatly is usually 40 or 50% increase. But then you will see a character from the 3rd generation like Eventide Hakuri, and you see how different it is. Eventide Hakuri increases physical attack and also fire and ice damage, in her case because she has 2 elements, but all characters will increase element damage. And element damage is a calculation on the end of the damage calculation, and it just makes a lot of impact. Also, the orb will get more status as well, everything will be better, but especially the first passive. The first passive is always the most important in this game, and the 3rd passive is always the one related to the orb. So it's a good thing I use all I have on Leon, Iron Green, and Mercurius, and import Leon to full, then going to Iron Green and have Boring Rank, but it's stop to start Leon. Well, I will make my Mercurius maxed just because he's not that bad. He's a 2nd generation character, but he is not a bad one. He is useful, can be used. You can compare him, but I doubt I will have access to 6 attacks easily. So I will have Mercurius with 6 attacks for the future, but I will need 3 months for it to get to this point. But Iron Green, I won't be able to upgrade him because I don't think it's worth. Iron Green is just there to take hits. He doesn't need more attacks. Leon is needed to be maxed, especially because when you use Schveltlight, you lose one of her attacks, and her most important attack is her 5th one, so she needs 6. I still have 5 with her, but I will get to 6. Creation Valkyrie, I still want her because I need her orb. Mine still doesn't have it, but she still kicks a punch. No problem, Razel. You have 5 on all of 3. 5 attacks on all of them? I don't understand. What do you meant by that, Ivan? You have on Neon, on Mercurius, and also Shiho. Is that what you meant? I don't like Shiho that much. I prefer Amelia. Amelia is better. My Amelia also has her orb. I will max her as well. The characters that I will max are Amelia, Mercurius, Leon, and also Aelia, if Aelia gets her artifact introduced on the Valhalla Assault. I understand. Iron Green you didn't need to, but okay, Iron Green gets stronger with time, he's not bad. But you didn't need to use on Iron Green. Alan Nino Rodriguez, the best Iron Green is the simple Iron Green, the one without an F. But you need to get the orb to equip on it, it's the unique orb. You get this unique orb by getting a duplicate artifact of this simple Arnegreen. The Arnegreen F is just for damage, but he's very outclassed so far. You don't use Valhalla coins on Arnegreen because he's not available on Valhalla Salt even. You can use to get more attacks yet. I'm still holding myself on unlocking more of the cap status on my characters because I'm not using any legendary evolvable weapon. So you can see even my Valkyrie Valkyrie is still locked. She doesn't have the slots here. I never unlocked any of it. I don't like the cost of this stuff. I will do this when I need to, but it's still so far I don't need to. I prefer to get these Odin coins and make more characters. Invest this on Mercurius and Media. I think it's best. But there will be the time where I will need to use this. But especially when I decide what LA weapons I want to make. And you can see I have quite a lot of it. Quite a lot of these LA stones. Let me just search for it. Consumables. I have 69. 11 more and I'll be able to get 2. Limit break status, no. Not right now, Ivan. You said that you are not so veteran. I don't think you need that. I don't need that. And I'm playing since launch. So anyone still have some questions, I will probably be logging off in some minutes. It's 2 AM here, my country. Yeah, Raymer, Shiho is good, but she is inferior to Amelia if you consider all the status and passives as well. But unfortunately, the Shiho orb is very bad. I don't know why they made her orb just so bad, but Shiho is usable as well. I will eventually upgrade her to the max, but she's not a priority. I prefer Amelia to Shiho. And yeah, it's very good if you miss it emo. I very like my emo. My emo is so sublimated. I still have to train her more, but I like the free characters. This game has good free characters. None of them are shit. All the free characters have some use. Aimo still can be used. She doesn't have good status. She loses very much for when compared to Tyro. Tyro is a beast. Such a child and a beast. Don't use that. And right now I'm trying to even out my power. Only Valkyrie Valkyrie is strong for dealing very high damage. So sometimes I just get some very weak weapons to her. You can see some of my stuff here. I'm using a very weak weapon with her on this setup. You can see I'm using this E-Burst. It's level 40. And I'm doing that because I can get 4.5k, almost 4.5k from my party assist. So even with a level 40 generic weapon, she can still hit the cap. In the future I'll be unlocking her status, but not right now. Better to go for a character than Shiho's Orb? No. If you got the character already, get the orb, because characters with the orb perform way better, even if Shiho's orb is bad, but it still makes a little of difference. Yeah, Tyro is a beast. The magic tank. No problem, Alanino. So I will just log off right now because it's 2 AM here, and we have this live stream for 2 hours now. We top it on 50 watchers. It's a very nice number. So thank you all for coming here and watching this and commenting and just watching as well. Really appreciate all your effort and all you're doing, your commenting, your liking, and everything you do for this channel. It's because of you that I keep doing my stuff, and I really want you to just keep doing it. And that's it. I will probably do more lives before the year ends, so stay with me if you have the time. Thank you. It's really wish they added a New York. Yeah, Raymer, maybe they were waiting for this final Valhalla Assault of the year. I don't know. Let's hope. So this is it, guys. I'm logging off. Thank you for watching. We see each other on the next. Bye. Following Interior Queen, yes, she's very nice to have, because she can use some weapons that are different than the original one, like this weapon here. I will show you because it's a very strange weapon. Not a very strange, just you can use Sacred Tier upgraded to 5-star because it applies blind. You can use it as a main weapon if you're only wanting to apply more status ailments. As she uses Great Swords, it makes it better. Okay? Now I'll be good.